Hello everyone and welcome back to the neogaf North American Starcraft 2 tournament. This is another cast of round 1. In this game we have Mcrae as the red Protoss and Valenti as the blue Terran. Just gonna fix my sound real quick. There we go. Now, in this series, Valenti will eventually go on to be the winner. Moving into the second round, Valenti probably one of the favorites to make it to the finals. He played Terran for quite a while, actually. I mean, he was there in beta. Mcrae was as well, but Valenti was pretty famous for being a very, very solid player. Mcrae checking his rocks for throwing down his pylon next to his rocks for some reason. I'm not entirely sure why he would throw his pylon there, but you'd think he would either throw it down here at the choke or close to his nexus so that he can bring his probe back and forth, keep as many people mining as possible. But there's really not that many advantages to having a probe all the way out here unless he's trying to hide his tech for some reason. But even then, it's kind of odd. Because, I mean, normally Valenti, he's going to come down here and scout, and he'll expect to see at least a pylon, at least a gateway, and probably into cyborg cores, because you don't normally see 2-gate rushes versus a Terran. So if he comes down here and he sees nothing, the only thing you might possibly think is proxy, but as soon as he comes in, he just has to juke a little over to the left, immediately know what's going on, and Mcrae loses pretty much every advantage he could have, and every defensive advantage he would normally get out of a normal build, to pretty much nothing. See, Valenti immediately just comes over here and scouts, sees all this. Mcrae just loses out here in building placement and pretty much anything. If the Terran can just walk up here, get up the ramp, it's done. I think Mcrae realizes that a little bit. So yeah, I'm not really sure as to why he would do something like that, since there's just really no advantage to actually doing it. Valenti over here is just, getting his tech lab. He has his refinery up. He's a little bit behind in terms of probe count, but Mcrae has been chrono boosting his nexus, so that's to be understood. And since Valenti's already gotten his orbital command up, he won't be that far behind on actual income. He actually has a slight lead at the moment. Those mules are just powerful stuff. Both people grabbing their second gas, Mcrae grabbing a more normal pylon, and immediately going into a cyborg core and then a second gate. So we'll probably see a gateway-focused army from Mcrae here. More barracks. Valenti, pretty famous for going heavy marine, heavy marauder. Keeping his army's bio with a small bit of tank support. So really is nothing unexpected going on here. I would imagine he'll throw down a factory next. Maybe this guy going here, factory next. Mcrae is still adding on gateways, chrono boosting his warp gate tech. Throwing down more stalkers. It's smart to get a stalker first in this matchup, just because that first Reaper can be such a problem. And Valenti is known to sometimes throw out that Reaper, sometimes wait for a few more. He's also very, very famous for his Hellion drops. So if you can get that stalker out as soon as possible, it's really just it's a good idea versus Valenti. And he might actually be exploiting that here by pushing with these early Marauders, hoping to catch just these 1 or 2 stalkers off guard and beat them. Because a Marauder will naturally beat a stalker in a fight. Mcrae actually pulling his probes off the line, not having any of this nonsense. Can't lose any stalkers, can't definitely can't afford to lose his army at this point. Warp gate tech still just on the way. 3 gates, good supply buffer. He's falling behind on the income though. And with mules out, that's going to be a real big problem. In terms of production, oh, we got a reactor here, so we'll see a lot of Marines. Wondering how Mcrae will counter that. Usually you'll look for Colossus, or as in the last game, which was with DTUB and Wedge, you might see Templar Tech. But Templar Tech is a little bit rarer, so I'd probably expect a Robo Bay in this case. Mcrae grabbing his, well, not really fast at this point, but he's going for his medevac support. Coming down here, probably just going to pick these guys up, give them a little heal. Stim is down, still nothing on the consussive shell front. Might see combat shields, might not, depends how early he wants to push out. But, I mean, Valenti is being very, very responsible with his macro, keeping his money very, very low. Mcrae throwing down his expand, but his money is comparatively high. And, well, as a result of that, you can see the food differential already built up. Oh, we have a Twilight Council. I wonder what that dick comment was about. Let's see what's going on. Stalkers move out. Nexus goes down. Guess he's using this as a small push to cover for his expand. But he's not really building any more probes while doing it. These 5 stalkers, not really leaving anything at home. Scan goes down. Medevac comes out. Oh, it's a little fight here. Oh, that's kind of nice. Rescuing those 3 guys. There's really no point just wasting it. Stalker only loses a shield, no real damage. Just loses 5 life. But it won't really mean much in the grand scheme of things. Valenti getting his tanks, siege mode already researched. Kind of surprising that he is skipping the Infernal Pre-Igniter and the Hellions, since he's quite skilled dropping those things behind your main, taking out all your probes, picking them up again, losing nothing in the process. Ghost Academy going down. Be fairly useful if we actually do see Temple attack, and, well, there is your Templar Archive. Still only 3 gateways, though. That might be why his money is getting a little bit high. And he isn't really chrono boosting them either. But he could be saving those for Psy-Scroll. Expand goes down. Valenti working on his expand, opting to build them down here rather than in his main where it would be safer. But from the looks of it, he's considering pushing out, so it might not actually be a factor. Checking out his rocks with his medevac. It's kind of surprising that he didn't throw down a supply depot here fairly early on to cover these rocks. Might have been an opening for Mcrae to exploit, get a few zealots or a few stalkers up here and do some damage. Now here comes the supply depot now. Guess he maybe just forgotten about that and realized he might have had an opening. Guess the only real advantage of Mcrae's attempt at hiding his tech is that he doesn't have to worry about his back door here, since it's probably his safest entrance. Army is moving out, but still no real usage of the watchtowers from either of these players. Valenti kept his forces here for a second, but he pulled them out pretty much immediately. You saw that he had actually rallied his dropship down here to pick up those forces, and Mcrae here isn't leaving anything behind to keep an eye on for a counterattack or see Mcrae out of position or anything like that. See another factory going down. Oh! Units were just getting into the dropship, so a bit of a lucky window here where one of the tanks is completely inaccessible. But Valenti's macro is pulled so far ahead at this point that it doesn't really matter. Stims up, cleans that up. imagine this game will be over fairly quickly. Templars are down. Storm is not yet finished. It's not even researched. We have a Warp Prism, 600 gas, 2 Templar in fields, but he's not even researching Storm. I mean, if he threw it down now and just like crushed it with 4 Chrono Boosts immediately, he might be able to get it in time, depending on how defensive Valenti wants to be, but it looks like he's not having any of that, and if he goes for these rocks, he's going to take out this pylon fairly easily. Mcrae spawning in, a couple stalkers, but there's really not much he can do about this. It's a fairly wide ramp. Karen's with stim, Siege Shank in the back, yeah. Fairly decent Marauder focus too. There goes the Storm with the Chrono Boost, but it's just far too late. He actually spent his Templar for this Archon here, but this is pretty much GG at this point. Did banish his Saturate. He's still behind on the SCV count. Mcrae just being very, very responsible with his macro, even as he pushes out, even as he secures an advantage, not really leaving any opportunities. He's throwing down these tech labs. I mean, even though he knows at this point he's pretty much won the game. But you know, that's what makes Valenti such a skilled player. He never leaves anything to chance. It's like mass probe runaway at this point. He's gonna try to kill a few things, get some extra points, have some fun. Probably grab these tanks if he wanted. No. Yep, pretty much just clean up. Mcrae GG's. Probes just, I guess, taking a look around. Oh, going for the Marauder kill. Will he get it? Oh no, he leaves the game. He probably would have got the Marauder. Never know, it might have changed the tide of battle. Well, this is the second game of the first round of the NeoGaf North American Starcraft 2 tournament. Look forward to more casts to come, because the games are already started to trickle in. It's Friday, so the tournament has actually officially started now, so everybody get to the games, have some fun. Thank you, Mcrae, for taking part. Congratulations, Valenti, on winning the first round, and everybody have fun. Everybody have a good day. Bye.